Okay.
That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. Okay, so my name is Cynthia Deck, and I became the first female athlete to own a shoe company back in 2020. I was also offered the largest contract in women's tackle football back in 2019. And now I am really, really deep in the NIL space where I help to educate athletes, parents, coaching staff on how to really do NIL the right way, because I know it's a lot of confusion. Some of these kids that I talk to are 14, 15, getting, 6, 7 figure deals. And the parents are like, what do we do? Where do we start? So I help to make sure that they understand, how to go about it, but also how to turn it into a business, because NIL is not going to last forever. So that has been a big passion of mine, being that I was able to do a lot of awesome things in the athlete influencer space, but also pivot into becoming an entrepreneur. So even when I tore my ACL a few years ago and I stopped, being able to play, my sport, I was able to still monetize my platform and build something that I'll have for the rest of my life. And I think that's one of the missing conversations in NIL. Everybody's like brand deal, brand deal, brand deal. But a lot of these kids are now becoming like assets, and they can get assets. They have IP. There's so much happening with athlete owner or audience ownership that it can be super, super helpful for businesses that are wanting, marketing opportunities through these athletes. So I help to make sure that these athletes understand how to create high converting content that is ROI driven for brands, but also for themselves in the future. And I'm sure all of my NIL people would have very interesting words about this. But for me, I don't think that NIL is going to look the same. And I think we all know this, actually. It's not going to look the same now. Like tomorrow is actually going to look different because it's ever changing. But in the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to look very different. What I think people are not realizing and really seeing in this space is the billion-dollar economic opportunity that's forming underneath NIL. So think about this. And if you're in this space and if you're in sports and things like that, once again, for agencies, it's really about the commission. It's about let's get as many deals, in front of these athletes so that we can, continue to grow our agency, get contracts with brands. While that's great, what I'm seeing is the fact that most of these kids, once you take an NIL deal, you are now a business. You have to pay taxes. You need a business, you need an LLC, a business bank account. Right. So these kids are becoming entrepreneurs at 13, 14, and I'm hearing now middle schoolers are getting deals, which is very interesting, but they are. And so if they're becoming entrepreneurs at this ripe young age, imagine how much revenue that they're going to be able to generate by the time they graduate college, right? And so they're becoming business owners, which means that they're going to be needing employees. They're going to be needing people to staff their businesses. So they're adding to the actual workforce, right? So if you're a business, and think about this with local businesses, and I'm sure all of you have, I don't know if you guys are, watching what's happening in the space, but 87% of NIL deals are coming from local businesses. The 1%, 0.5% are getting the Nikes, the Adidas, and things like that. But everybody else in this space, they're monetizing through local businesses. So if you're a local business and you get one of these young athletes that understand how to properly promote your business, you're going to have growth. So if you start training them for that reason, then to me, there's an economic boom that we're all kind of not looking at right now. That to me is a bigger play, is teaching these kids entrepreneurial skills, younger and younger and younger, financial literacy younger and younger and younger, so that they're able to actually add to the workforce. So that's what I see. That's what I'm looking at.
And if you don't mind, we're going to tee this up to your mom in a second, but as we talk about just your evolution through sports and your history, maybe we can share with everybody who hasn't had the chance to meet you and spend time.
So for me, having the unique opportunity to know what brands are looking for, I've been able to generate businesses a lot of ROI. So I'm really big on don't waste time and resources from businesses. If they're paying you to promote and hopefully generate ROI, make sure that you're doing that, right? Mm-hmm. And then also, because of our shoe company, we've given deals. Exactly. So I also know what you need to be doing, what I should be looking for if this is going to be a good business transaction and relationship, right? And so for me, I'm all about everybody needs to be happy. That is how the system runs smoothly, and nobody's upset, nobody's burned. So if we're not teaching that, then what are we doing? So for me, I'm I want to educate everybody so that everybody's happy and everybody's getting the return that they want. And the athletes are getting the long-term contracts and not chasing deal after deal after deal. And they were wondering why these kids are burning out and they're already tired of NIL. because they have practice after practice after practice, rehab, study hall, all these things, and now they're forced to be business owners. So somebody needs to teach them infrastructure in a system that's going to work for them, but also get the brands what they're looking for as well. So,
Right.
sorry guys, I'm very passionate.
How long have y'all been in the NIL space?
So,
How's it doing?
So NIL, well, I've been in the NIL space before NIL, so I would say since 2012. But like, oh, sorry. I don't know if you guys heard me. But as far as like my business, it's been a year and a half now, and we've been seeing tremendous results. So it's been like amazing. And these kids are learning it, they're getting it, their parents are getting it, the coaches are getting it, and it's taking a big load off of everybody who they're just super confused. So yeah. So for me, I ran track in college. I was a sprinter. Kind of stumbled upon social media in 2012. It was Instagram. I came on like a year late, believe it or not. And at first I thought it was fun. But then I started realizing that there were these people called influencers that were getting brand deals. And I remember I took a deal to my coach and I said, oh my gosh, this shirt company from Hawaii wants me to promote this for like $20. That was a lot of money for me back then. I was a broke college student, right? And so I remember my coach looked at me and said, if you take that deal, you're off the team. Like, that's illegal. And I was like, what? So we can't work, but we also can't monetize our platforms either. And he was like, no. He said, you have a choice. And so I made a promise to my mom and to myself that one day I'm going to monetize this thing. I don't know what this is going to turn into, but it's going to pop one day. Nobody believed me. They're like, get a job, you have a degree. I was like, but I'm going to be an influencer. And so graduated in 2014. And I did just that. And I've been able to work with brands like Nike, Adidas, NFL, Under Armour. I was one of the first female to actually like not compete with the guys, but I was at the combine doing some drills and stuff. It was really fun. And I've been able to build a multi-million-dollar brand as an athlete outside of being an active athlete. And so